Okay, let's just say that lack is ingrained in there. You got the story, you lived on the streets, you lost everything, you got betrayed, your business partner took everything, took your wife, you got the story in the half,
Yes.
okay? Okay, you got to start telling a new story of the future, right? You got to believe in that future more than you have to believe in the past. So how do you do that? You only believe in the past when you feel the emotions of the past. The only time you're going to believe in the future is when you feel the emotions of the future, right? Okay? So in order for us to change a belief or perception about ourselves and our lives, we have to make a decision with such firm intention that the amplitude of that decision carries a level of energy that's greater than the hardwired programs in your brain and the emotional conditioning in your body. And your body literally has to respond to your mind. That the choice that you're making to change in that moment becomes a moment in time that you never forget.
Spread love, man.
All right, let's dive in. Today we're exploring the work of Joe Dispenza and the power of intention.
Yeah, the power of intention.
You know, everyone always talks about positive thinking, but Dispenza really takes that idea
He takes it to a whole other level. Right?
to a whole other level, yeah.
Like he blends in neuroscience and quantum physics to explain how thoughts and feelings can change our biology and even like the world around us.
That's mind-blowing. Where do we even begin? I know one of the big things he talks about is how our past experiences can shape our subconscious beliefs.
Right, especially negative ones, right? So it's not just about having like a bad experience. It's how we internalize that experience. Let's say you've had like financial hardship in the past. That experience can become this ingrained story of lack. It can almost become like a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Okay, yeah, I can see that. So then how do we break free from that kind of ingrained negativity?
Well, according to Dispenza, it's not just about like thinking positive thoughts. We have to make a decision, a really powerful decision with such intense intention and emotion that it overrides those old programs in our subconscious. He uses this analogy of an emotional scale. So say like the trauma of a past event registers as a 6 or a 7. On that scale, our decision to change, to really step into abundance, that has to be like a 9.
Wow, a 9. So we're talking like a total shift in perspective.
Exactly, a defining moment.
Yeah.
And that's where it gets really interesting, because that's where Dispenza brings in quantum physics. He argues that when we combine clear intention with that high level of emotion, that 9 on the scale, we can actually remember our future.
Wait, remember our future? That sounds kind of far out there.
I know, it's a bold concept.
How does that even work?
So Dispenza suggests that when we reach that 9, our brains and our bodies actually start experiencing the reality we want, as if it's already happened. And this sends a powerful signal out into the quantum field.
What exactly is that? I feel like I hear that term a lot. I don't really know what it means.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to wrap your head around, but think of it as like this invisible energy field that connects everything in the universe. And Dispenza believes that when we send out a strong enough signal through our thoughts and emotions, we can actually influence this quantum field and increase the likelihood of our desired future manifesting.
Okay, so we're not just like vision boarding here. This is like a real impact on reality.
That's what Dispenza is arguing, yes. It's about really feeling the reality of your future, embodying it with every cell in your being, not just thinking about it, but aligning your energy with the frequency of what you want to create.
That's powerful. But this process can't always be easy, right? What about those times when doubt creeps in?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Like stepping outside of our comfort zones and shedding those old patterns, it can be really scary and uncomfortable. Dispenza actually acknowledges that. He says that overcoming that discomfort is a crucial part of the process.
So it's like that's part of the work.
Yeah. It's about choosing abundance over lack.
Yeah.
Even when those old feelings of unworthiness or scarcity try to hold us back.
So it's not passive.
No.
This takes effort.
It's an active choice.
Yeah, it's a commitment.
Definitely.
I keep thinking back to that emotional scale analogy. What does Dispenza suggest people actually do to reach that level 9 emotion?
Well, it's not about forcing it. He talks about the importance of gratitude, finding a deep sense of gratitude for the future that you're trying to create.
Not just what you have now.
Not just now, but for your future. Wow. Gratitude for the future you are creating.
Okay.
Feeling thankful for those experiences. For the relationships and the person you're becoming.
So feeling it as if it's already real.
Yeah, embodying the emotions of that future self. The joy, the peace, the fulfillment. Dispenza says when you tap into that, The energy behind your intention becomes incredibly powerful.
That's so fascinating. I think our listeners are really seeing here that this is so much more than just positive thinking. This is about aligning your whole being, your thoughts, feelings, and actions with the reality that you want to create.
That's the heart of it.
And he doesn't just talk about this theoretically, right? He's actually done research on this.
Oh, yeah. He has.
Tell me about that.
He's done some really incredible research to back up these ideas. For example, there was a study he did where he had a group of people commit to this process of remembering their future for just 7 days. And what he found was pretty astonishing. Their bodies actually started to show changes on a cellular level.
Wait, so their biology was changing in response to their intentions?
It was. That's wild.
Yeah, it's wild. And get this, the environment that they were in, which was just like a simple ballroom, it started to look, biologically speaking, as if they were in a prosperous, healthy, loving environment.
So they were impacting their surroundings with their thoughts and emotions. That's what Dispenza observed. Yeah, it was like their intention was so strong, it was influencing the energy of the space around them.
That's mind-blowing.
It is. It's mind-blowing stuff.
I'm guessing this is just the tip of the iceberg.
Oh, yeah, we've just scratched the surface. Dispenza goes into so much more depth about this, the science behind it, the practical applications.
Well, I am hooked. I'm already starting to rethink some of my own beliefs and how I approach my goals.
That's great to hear. You know, Dispenza also has a lot to say about how this shift in perspective can impact our experience of loss.
Oh, really? What does he say about that?
He's observed that people who really embody this sense of abundance and wholeness, they have a different relationship with loss. They're less attached to material things or specific outcomes because their sense of self-worth isn't tied to those external factors.
Interesting. So their inner abundance buffers them against the fear of loss.
Exactly. And it allows them to navigate life's ups and downs with more resilience and grace.
That makes a lot of sense. This is really giving me a deeper understanding of what abundance really means. It's so much more than just material wealth or possessions.
Yeah, it is. It's a holistic state of being. It encompasses our emotional, mental, and spiritual well-being. It's about feeling complete and whole from the inside out.
On the inside out.
Yeah. And that actually brings us to like a really important distinction that Dispenza makes. The difference between like simply wanting more and truly embodying abundance.
Ooh, okay. I feel like that's something a lot of people struggle with.
Yeah, definitely. He says when we're stuck in a mindset of lack, we tend to focus on what we don't have. We're constantly comparing ourselves to others, always striving for more, never feeling content.
Yeah, it's like chasing a carrot on a stick.
Exactly. And that scarcity mindset can actually become a self-fulfilling prophecy. We start to attract more experiences that reinforce those feelings of lack.
Like a negative feedback loop.
Yeah, precisely. But the good news is, when we shift into a state of abundance, our whole perspective changes. We stop focusing on what's missing, and we start appreciating the good things that we already have.
So it's about cultivating gratitude.
Yeah, gratitude for the present moment, but it also involves seeing the world as a place of infinite possibility, believing that there's enough for everyone and that we can create a life filled with abundance, joy, and fulfillment.
So it's not about like amassing material wealth.
No.
Or achieving some arbitrary level of success.
It's not about that.
It's an internal shift.
Yeah.
It's about feeling content with what is.
It's about that inner shift in perspective, that deep sense of contentment and gratitude for what is right now.
And then that ripples outward into our lives.
It does.
And we attract more good things.
Exactly. We become magnets for abundance.
I love that. So does Dispenza believe that this is just about personal gain? Or is there a larger implication here for the world?
He definitely addresses that. He believes that as more individuals tap into this state of abundance, it creates a positive ripple effect throughout the world, like a collective shift in consciousness.
Wow, so we're not just transforming our own lives. We're contributing to a larger movement.
Yes.
Sort of more abundant world.
That's the idea. It's about recognizing our interconnectedness and how our individual energy contributes to the collective energy field.
I see.
And when we choose to align with abundance, we're not just helping ourselves, we're raising the vibration of the whole planet.
It's like we have a responsibility to do this work.
It is a responsibility.
Not just for us,
Yeah.
but for humanity.
It's a beautiful way to look at it. Dispenza's work really offers us a roadmap for how we can consciously participate in this evolutionary process.
So it's not just about hoping for a better future.
It's not.
It's about creating it
It's about taking action.
through our thoughts,
Yes.
feelings, and actions.
Yeah, absolutely.
I love that. It gives us agency. It reminds us that we're not just victims of circumstance.
Right.
We can shape our own destiny.
And
This is especially important today.
with so much uncertainty in the world.
It is. It's easy to get caught up in the fear and the scarcity.
For sure.
But Dispenza reminds us, we always have a choice.
We do.
We can choose to align ourselves with abundance, joy, and limitless potential.
Nice.
And by doing that, we not only transform our own lives, but we contribute to a more harmonious and beautiful world.
It's a vision worth striving for.
Definitely.
It's inspiring to think that each of us has that power
We do.
to make a difference.
And as we're talking about creating a more abundant world, I'm reminded of something Dispenza said about coherence.
Coherence. What do you mean by that?
It's a key concept in his work. He talks about the power of aligning our thoughts, feelings, and actions.
Creating inner harmony.
Exactly, inner harmony. He says when we're in a state of coherence, our energy becomes more powerful, more focused,
Yeah.
and we're able to manifest our desires more effectively.
Okay, I see.
It's like when a laser beam is coherent. It can cut through steel, but when it's scattered, it has much less impact.
Yeah, that's a great analogy. Our intentions are like that laser beam. When we're coherent, they have the power to cut through those limiting beliefs and create lasting change.
So how do we cultivate coherence?
Well, Dispenza recommends things like meditation, heart coherence techniques, gratitude exercises.
Are these like specific techniques?
Yes,
Or just traditional practices?
there are definitely some traditional elements there,
Yeah.
but he's also developed his own unique methods that are specifically designed to create coherence. For example, he has these guided meditations that help to synchronize our heart and brain waves, creating a state of harmony and alignment.
So we're training our minds and bodies to experience abundance as a natural state of being,
Exactly.
rather than something we have to chase.
Yeah. And as we do this, we start to radiate a more powerful and coherent energy field, which influences the world around us. We literally become walking, talking embodiments of abundance.
We track more of the same. Okay, so it's not just about positive thinking.
It's deeper than that.
It's about this deep inner alignment
Yes.
Coherence.
Coincidence.
that allows us to tap into our power
Exactly.
to create the life we want.
Think of it like tuning ourselves into a higher frequency.
I like that.
And as we do that, we naturally attract experiences
Yeah.
that vibrate at that same level.
And as more people raise their vibration,
yeah,
it creates this ripple effect
it does.
that elevates the consciousness of the planet.
It's a beautiful vision.
It is.
And it reminds us that we're not just isolated individuals. We are all interconnected. Our thoughts, feelings, and actions have a profound impact on the world around us.
So let's choose to be conscious creators. Let's embody abundance, coherence, and love, and watch as our collective energy transforms the world
Absolutely.
to a more harmonious and beautiful place.
That's a powerful message.
It is. This whole conversation has been so eye-opening. It's making me realize how much power we have to shape our own reality. But with great power comes great responsibility.
It is,
Yeah.
yeah. It's both empowering and a little daunting.
Right. Like,
Well-
if we really buy into this idea,
Yeah.
that means we're responsible for what shows up in our lives. The good, the bad, and everything in between.
You got it. That's where Dispenza's work gets really interesting. He doesn't shy away from that responsibility.
No.
He embraces it and encourages us to do the same.
So it's not just a feel-good philosophy.
No, not at all.
He's challenging us to step up
Oh,
and take ownership.
yes, exactly. He really emphasizes that. Taking ownership of our thoughts and emotions is the key to unlocking our full potential.
So if we're blaming other people
Yeah.
or circumstances, we're giving our power away.
Exactly. We get stuck in that victim mentality. But when we take responsibility for our inner state, our thoughts, our feelings, our reactions, that's when we reclaim our power. That's when we realize we have the ability to choose our thoughts, manage our emotions, and create the life we desire.
That's where the real transformation begins.
That's it.
It's not about waiting for things to change around us.
Mhm.
It's about changing ourselves from the inside out.
That's the heart of it. And Dispenza actually gives us a lot of tools and techniques to do that. He talks about setting clear intentions, visualizing your desired outcomes, and cultivating a deep sense of gratitude.
Okay, so these are all things we've heard before, but I'm guessing he kind of puts his own spin on them.
He does. He really emphasizes feeling the emotion of your desired outcome, as if it's already happened.
Yeah.
He says that's where the real power is. And he also talks about meditation and mindfulness, to quiet the mind and connect with our inner wisdom.
So we're training our minds to focus on what we want instead
Yeah.
of getting caught up
Yeah.
in negativity and fear.
Exactly. It's about shifting our attention from lack to abundance,
Yeah.
from fear to love, from limitation to possibility.
It sounds like quite a journey,
It is a journey.
but it also sounds really empowering.
It is incredibly empowering.
And the biggest takeaway for me is that the most important work we can do is on ourselves,
Absolutely.
Dispenza says.
Yeah.
When we transform our inner world, our outer world will reflect that.
Well,
It's that ripple effect again.
yeah,
Our individual transformation contributes to the collective awakening.
it does.
And as more people embrace this idea of conscious creation, we create a world that is more aligned with love, abundance, and peace.
That's a vision worth working towards.
It is.
It's available to all of us.
Well, listeners, we've covered a lot of ground today. I hope this deep dive into the power of intention has left you feeling inspired and empowered. Remember, you are a powerful creator. You have the ability to shape your reality through your thoughts, feelings, and actions.
Choose wisely.
And watch as your world transforms. As always, keep diving deep and exploring the mysteries of life.
There's so much to discover.
Until next time.